it's a biopic, so that means it's a story about my life. So it's really about sharing a journey and an experience that occurred in Britain after the Second World War that was an unknown phenomenon, which is called farming. And farming was a process whereby Nigerian immigrants coming to Britain would foster their children, farm them out to white working class families, thousands and thousands all over the country, with the idea that they would work and study, and once they've completed what they set out to do, they would then take their children back to Nigeria. And so the story follows my journey as a 6-week-old baby who was farmed to a white couple in the southeast of England. So it's a personal story, but at the same time, it's a story that illuminates a phenomenon that happened to thousands of Nigerian children. So it's really bringing to light a very important part of British history that until this point has just been a footnote, but with Farming the movie, it's now a headline. It also gives voice to the struggles and the sufferings and the traumas that were experienced by the Nigerian children that grew up in Britain at a time that was very racist and unwelcoming to immigrants. So it's about sharing an experience that people don't know of, and also allowing our culture, Nigerian culture, to observe the impacts of the choices that were made, and perhaps reevaluate some of our child rearing processes. Well, time is the best healer of all, and obviously the movie documents my early years as a child and as a teenager, and that was over 30 years ago, so that's been a huge healer. And of course, I've been very fortunate to have a career in entertainment as an actor, and I've used lots of those emotions to inspire my characters, you know, so that was a form of therapy as well. But I think ultimately I also self-empowered myself by going to Nigeria and discovering my own cultural heritage on my own terms, living there, establishing friends and bonds, and just understanding, you know, my roots and where I was from. All of those things kind of helped me sort of transition into the man that I am today, and one of self-worth, and one a man knowing where he's from and proud of where he's from. But, you know, there's no, you know, illusion about how difficult the process was. And, you know, it took, you know, a number of years to overcome, you know, the traumas and the self-identity crises that were induced by growing up in a racist society. You know, when I set out to do the film, Farming, my directorial debut, it was always my intention to use this film as a platform to merge both Hollywood and Nollywood. You know, I've always been aware of the immense talent and resources that we have here in Nigeria, and so this film and venture gave me an opportunity to bridge that gap. And one way that I did was both in front of the camera and behind the camera. I cast the wonderful actress Genevieve Naji, and I used a young, talented filmmaker, Baba Agbo, behind the scenes to help me shoot some of the footage in the African sequences. So for me, that was a delight, because not only in telling my own story and working with Hollywood A-list like you know, Kate Beckinsale, Gugu and Butha Roar, and you know, and producers, Michael London, and, you know, these are Oscar-nominated, you know, professionals, but also to be able to endorse and support homegrown talent. So, and the transition was smooth, you know, they're very professional, and they fitted in and did an excellent job. As, you know, when you see the movie, you'll agree, Genevieve was wonderful, and the sequences that we shot in Nigeria are very authentic. So it was a perfect merger, really.